Hi there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and I'm hoping this is my last installment in the declutter of my pocket cards, Project Life cards. My goal is to get everything down to one bin, whether that means I'm redistributing some of the items elsewhere in my stash or I'm decluttering. This is what I have left to go through. I'm hoping I can whip through this today. This is the colored section where I've taken the Project Life cards and decluttered or sorted them. Ultimately, what I'm expecting from here is if I really like a pattern, I may decide to keep it as a scrap. And I don't anticipate seeing many that I could make cards directly out of, and I'm not anticipating many things I can make embellishments out of, but you never know. You know, I'm not always consistent in how I organize everything, so maybe, we'll see. Okay, so let me move this to the side, and I may fast forward through a bunch of this just to go through this pretty quickly. And I think what we'll do is keep as scraps, purge, which I think is going to be the majority of the items. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Actually, this would be one that I think I can make a card out of. This is another one that I think would fall under making a card out of. You know, I could just stamp a sentiment on there and add an embellishment, and that would work. Okay, so first stack, purge pile, scrap pile, make cards out of. Okay, let's look at pink. I was wrong. I think I can make an embellishment out of that one. Now, you guys are probably wondering what's my criteria, and to be honest, it's purely gut instinct as to how I'm approaching this. If I find it a little bit inspiring, I am moving it over. If I'm not inspired at all, then, you know, I'm moving it into the purge pile. And sometimes if I have multiples, I will keep one and purge another. And I'm okay with that, obviously. And I'm not even looking at the other side because, to be honest, I just don't want this to take forever. So unless I flip it over and see something, you know, that stands out, I'm not worrying about it. Like this one here, I've already had a couple of those. I don't think I need to do that. Could I put these in with my journaling one? Absolutely. I'm not going to. I already have a ton of journaling cards. I don't think I need to keep any more, and I'm okay with that. Okay, these ones I am purging. The whole goal is just to get through these fast and move on. So this is going in the scrap pile. I'm going to need a scrap video here coming up soon for Bash Your Stash. Some of these also, it has to do with the feel of the card. Like, these are such nice. These are LA Studios cards. Nice and thick. And well, this one I probably would just trim off this piece. You know, maybe that's what I do. Okay, that's the red section. This is being purged. This is going in the paper stash scraps. Let's do orange. Okay, these are being purged. This is going in the scrap bin. Yellow. Actually, I really like those red ones. So let's put them in here. Okay, these are getting purged. We've got quite the wall growing here. And those are going in the scrap bin. I took a little break. Let's get through the green section. Same deal. Keep, purge. Oh, that would make a cute card. We'll put the card up there. Cute meaning like scraps, I think is kind of what I'm thinking of. This one we can cut out for an embellishment, so we'll put that up there. I think that might make a cute card. I get confused. So journaling, embellishments, cards, scraps basically, and discard. Actually, that would make a Mother's Day card. We'll move that up there. Okay, so these are getting purged. These are going in as scraps. And when I say scraps, I'm actually thinking I might just put them in my pre-cut panels because there's a lot of them. I don't need my scrap bin to be cluttered up even more than it already is. I think we could do an embellishment out of that one. I think we can cut this and turn this into a tag. Embellishment. Okay, these are getting purged. And these are scraps. We're almost through the 3x4 cards. We've got the rest of the aqua to go through, and blue and purple and neutrals. What does this say? Be real, stay wild, wonderful. No. I feel like I'm playing a card game. Oh, that's so funny. And it's purely instinct, you guys. Purely instinct. That might make a fun card. If you could do different birthday sentiments or something in there. Okay. More for the purge pile. Definitely, I would say I'm getting rid of more than I'm keeping. Okay, let's look at blue. That's a pretty pattern. I love this blue. This one says, I love you more. Okay, I like that. This one you could do happy birthday on here for like a masculine card maybe. I don't know. The problem with these Project Life kits is that there was so many repeats. It's just like it wasn't necessary. Kind of got a little bit bored with them after a while. Okay, purge, almost done. Almost done the 3x4s. Okay, purple should be pretty small. I think that's pretty. Maybe just stamp a sentiment. Okay, these are getting purged, layering, and let's do brown. Okay, purge, layers, and what's left? Black, I think. It's a bigger stack, black and gray. So you're probably wondering why I am purging so many of the black ones when you'd think that they were totally usable. And basically it's because they have too much white on them, to be honest. Or they're just kind of blah. I don't know if that makes any sense, but they're just kind of dull and it just doesn't really fit what I normally do for cards. So I'd much rather have something a little bit more cheery than not. Now you're probably going to say, but then Melanie, why are you keeping a card like that? Because I would probably mat this in something, but I like the icons on it with the hearts. It's just kind of a very user friendly kind of pattern. Has a little bit of something more to offer, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that is the 3x4 cards. All we have left to do now are the 4x6. Okay, let's see if we can blow through these 4x6 cards really quick. So, pattern paper, journaling, and discard. Or discard, I guess, purge is probably a better word of putting it. I'm trying to decide if I should cut this out or if I just put it in the card pile. I think I'm going to put it in the card pile. We'll just make it work. Okay, so this is going to go in the scrap pile, purge pile. Let's do another color. Maybe orange and yellow. Whew. I'm starting to peter out, you guys. Starting to run out of steam. Okay. Keep and purge. And I think I need to take another break. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go through green and aqua. You know the drill. You guys know the drill. Okay. Scrappy scraps. Or panels, whatever you want to call it. These are being purged. And let's do the next section. Blues and purples. I'm a sucker for nice cardstock. That's pretty. Oh, look at you guys. Oh, so nice. Okay, last are neutrals. And then we are through this box. Or through the boxes, I guess. Okay, I think that is it. So let me kind of configure everything and I'll show you where I ultimately have ended up. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm keeping. These items here, these are all like special projects. So December daily, week in the life, day in the life. I'm sure we're going to revisit some of these at some point because I have not gone through those categories yet. These are all the cards that I said I was going to make embellishments out of. So I have fussy cut them out, die cut them out. These are going to go in my die cut sticker binders. These were those travel cards that I decided to keep. So that's going to go in the travel bin. And these are the other outdoor ones for that one project. So those are also going to go, well, they're actually going to go where the project is. As for what I'm keeping, so it's probably about one container. Now, you have to keep in mind I had some extras, so it was like 2 full containers plus. And I said I wanted to get it down to 1. So I'm going to consider this a win. You know, we'll see. See what you guys think. Weigh in below. Did I win or not with this purge or declutter? So all of these items here, up to here, these are all ones that I'm keeping as like layering elements for cards. Anything that's a full 3x4 card, I have a different storage option where I'm just going to move those over to. Anything that's a partial, I might just trim it down to size and also store it, but not as a 3x4, like a 3x3 or something like that. That makes sense. These items here are all ones that I think I can make cards out of, so that's going to go in my card kit. I did go back through my declutter and I pulled some back, you guys. A small handful. And I'm not keeping them for the decorated side. I'm keeping them for the white side. And I just picked out the ones that had the nicer cardstock. Might as well keep them, right? So that's going to go in the same bin with these 3x4s. As far as 4x6 cards go, these are the ones that I'm going to make cards out of. So again, going into the card bin, these are just dividers that I'm holding on to for now. These ones here are all pattern cardstock. Okay, so again, I'll probably trim these down to 4x5 1/4 and add to the same storage. So basically all of this is going to be exiting this box. Still keeping it, but exiting this box. Over here are my story prompts and journal cards. I need to sort through these because they're all hodgepodge now. Same with back here. These are story cards or journal cards. These are blank ones. Yeah, these are blank ones. These are some of the other ones that I kept for the back side, which I'm also going to keep in here because I would use those for journaling. Now, I do have another box that I've got like different journaling type or just, yeah, different journaling type materials or forms and stuff like that. So I'm going to take them out of that box. I think they will fit in here. I hope so. Yeah, I think I will do that. So I might come back and show you that yet. We'll see. And then these are going to go in card making as well because I think I can make some slimline cards with it. So that is what I'm keeping, and this is what I'm purging. So pretty much I would say a full bin. Now I am going to put these in some boxes and we might just do a declutter. So if you hung around all this way and you are interested, now's your chance. So they didn't quite fill up a whole box, but close. So I threw in some envelopes and some other small cards that I did in a different declutter, you know, maybe some embellishments, and we're going to call this one done. If you are interested in this box, here's what you have to do. If any of you have been around my giveaways before, it's a first come, first serve kind of thing. You must email me at acreativelycraftedlife@gmail.com with your full name and address exactly as it needs to be spelled out. You must be in the US. Unfortunately, it is way too pricey to ship this outside of the US. So I'm sorry for those of you that are not located in the same geographic country as me. Yeah, and just indicate that you want the pocket card box. If you have previously received a box from me, just include that in the email as well. I'm working on the honor system here. Basically, someone who hasn't received a box before will get first priority, but if nobody expresses any interest and you're the only one or you're the first one who has, then the box will be yours. Okay, it does usually take me a couple of weeks to get these mailed out. I don't notify everybody. I basically just notify the person who's won, and for the rest of you, I just leave it. I just can't possibly respond to everything, right? So yeah, I think that's it. So we're going to declutter that box, get it out of the way. I'm feeling really good about where I'm at. I'm going to just quickly do that other transition and show you what I'm talking about rejigging everything, and then we'll sign off, I think. Okay, I'll be right back again. Okay, I have 3 of these containers that have all of my pre-cut card panels. I usually do this with scraps if I think I want to use them for card making. So these are all my standard like A2 front card panels. Most of these are solids. Yeah, I think these are almost all solids. I do have the 4x6 cards that I wanted to use as like layering pieces over here, and then these are all like specialty pieces with like foil and stuff like that. These are just slightly bigger. I've got some specialty paper, and then I've got a few different other panels. I think someone asked before what kind of sizes do I keep, so I've got 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 by 5 1/4. On this side I have 4 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5, 3 1/2 by 5. These may need additional trimming when I go to do the cards, but just keeping it at 5 seems to be a good fit for me. These are all the 3 by 4s. This is what I had previously in solid, and then these are all the 3 by 4 Project Life cards. And I had a few extra a few other 3 by 5 cards that didn't fit in here. kind of have to just make it work. The ones that I trimmed down to 3x3, they're tucked in behind here, and then these are just some random sizes. I've got 2.5 by 4 1/4. I don't even remember what size this is. I think this is 2 inches by 5.5, and this is 1 inch by 5.5. Kind of like layering pieces, and I think that's pretty much it for this. So now that the other bin is almost empty, other than journaling cards, let's see if I can get that all sorted out. Okay, this is the bin I've been talking about. It's in a really cute box that I think I picked up at like the Dollar Spot or Target Spot. It's got all sorts of bits and bobs in here for journaling, like our guest checks, like, which are great for like junk journaling and stuff. I think, what else do I got in here? I've got some like date things, some to-do lists, some library cards. So there's a real hodgepodge of things, including some really small items. I'm going to see if I can fit most of this, I don't know if it all will, in here. That would be nice. I don't know. I'll be right back to show you if I succeeded or if I failed. It's always funny to me how one thing leads to another. And yeah, it just kind of is that way, right? The domino effect, I like to call it. So I think I've got most everything transferred over that I consider like journaling items into this particular bin, which is fantastic. But as I was going through this, I did have a couple items that kind of fit more under the general theme of tags. And so then I pulled out the tag bin. So this is the tag bin, and it's not just tags. It's tags, labels, some frames, and some pockets. On the back of this, I had some card blanks, like pattern ones with envelopes. And I don't know why I have them in here, probably because they didn't fit elsewhere, but these really should go somewhere else. So I pulled those out, added the other tags and stuff that were in here, and there's a little bit of room to grow, which is always a good thing. I also have a couple larger envelopes in here, which I would use for like junk journaling and stuff. In theory, they should go in my junk journal binder, but it's okay. As I was going through this, I found a few items that I'm going to declutter, so these are just going to go in the purge pile, and I think that's it. I took all of the guest checks off the pads because I wanted them to lay this way, because where this box lives, I don't think I have the clearance for them to stand upright, and you know, that's fine. Easier to access, so not a big deal. Maybe at some point I will go through these cards, put them in color order. Not going to do it today. At least this is good enough for now. So yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I've got 2 empty bins, this one and the other bin like this. So I would say that's a win, right? Don't forget the giveaway for those pocket cards if you're interested, at creativelycraftedlife@gmail.com. With your name and address. It must be US. And I think that's it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, happy organizing.